हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा. Okay, so we'll start the kirtan. Yeah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine.
नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामनि।
नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे.
नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्देशतारिणी।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
हरे कृष्णा हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna, Hare
हरे हरे
Hare,
हरे राम
Rama
हरे
Hare
राम
Rama,
राम
Rama
राम
Hare
हरे
Hare,
हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्णा
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
Hare Hare
हरे
Ram,
राम
Hare
हरे
Ram,
राम
Ram
राम
Ram,
राम
Hare
हरे हरे।
Hare.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Hare
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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Raj Bihari Radha Raj Bihari Radhe.
Jayo Radha Rasbihari Radha Rasbihari Radhe.
Jaya Radha Govind Radhe.
Jayo Radha Govind Radha Govind Radhe.
Jaya Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Jayo Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radhe.
Jayo Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe.
Jaya Radha Madhav Radhe.
Jayo Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe.
Jaya Radha Damodar Radhe.
Jayo Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe.
Jaya Radha Baki Bihari Radhe.
Jayo Radha Bhakya Bihari Radha Bhakya Bihari Radhe.
Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe.
Jayo Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe.
Jaya Radha Pandrinath Radhe.
Jayo Radha Pandrinath Radha Pandrinath Radhe.
Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe.
Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe.
जय कृष्ण बलराम, कृष्ण बलराम, कृष्ण बलराम, जय वृंदावन धाम।
जय कृष्ण बलराम, कृष्ण बलराम, कृष्ण बलराम, जय वृंदावन।
जय राधा राज बिहारी, राधा राज बिहारी राधे।
जय राधा रास बिहारी, राधा रास बिहारी राधे।
जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान, सीताराम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान।
जय हो सीता राम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान, सीता राम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान।
जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेवा, जय सुभद्रा।
जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेव, जय सुभद्रा।
जय गौरनिताय, 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 जय गौरनिताय।
जय गौरनिताय, 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 जय गौरनिताय।
नित्य गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, नित्य गौर हरि बोल।
नित्य गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, नित्य गौर हरि बोल।
जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद।
जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद।
जय जय गुरुदेव, 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 जय जय गुरुदेव।
जय जय गुरुदेव, 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 जय जय गुरुदेव।
जय ओम विष्णुपद परमहंस परिव्रजाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमदेसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपद परमहंस परिव्रजाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत गोस्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त बिंद की जय। जय जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय, मथुरा धाम की जय, नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय, द्वारका धाम की जय, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगा मई की जय, यमुना मई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, समवेद भक्त बिंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Welcome to this week number 35. We are very few people, but thanks to all those who have joined in spite of the Navaratri going on. So as usual, we will start with the Mangala Charan. I will display it on the screen so that you can also, sing with me. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye. Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी कृष्णाय वसुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंद गोपा कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमो पंकज नाभाय नमो पंकज मालिने नमो पंकज नेत्राय नमस्ते पंकज अंग्राय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनुभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथं विष्णुं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवान् श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पथे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय
गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय।
जय
विलास प्रभु जी की जय।
जय
नारद पान प्रभु जी की जय। समस्त भक्तवृंद की जय।
जय
सरस्वती माता जी की जय।
जय हरि बोल
रूपांशी माता जी की जय। सब
जय समस्त
नाइस
भक्त
टू
वृंद
सी
की
यू
जय।
प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे
दंडवत
कृष्णा माता
प्रणाम।
जी। थैंक यू
हरे
माता जी।
कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
सरस्वती माता जी थैंक यू। रूपांशी माता जी थैंक यू। आलोक आलोक बनर्जी थैंक यू। एंड ऑल प्रभुजी माता जी, those who are here or those who are going to attend, thank you Guruji. Hare Krishna. After a long time I am here
Yes.
and I am thankful to Saswati Mataji, Rupasi Mataji to see that the show goes on. Thank you very much for the privilege. So Mataji, what is the program today? Today week number 35.
Yeah, today it's week 35. So Prabhuji, as usual, I'll take the class first and then you will, add to whatever I've said.
Okay.
Can
And
you
how
sit
many?
through all the entire class, Prabhuji?
Today I will try.
Okay.
Today I will try. And how many are there?
Yeah, hardly, there are just 5 of us.
Oh.
Everyone is busy with Navaratri. Yeah, in fact, I was thinking whether we'll keep the class, but then some said, yes, we will join. So I thought, okay, we'll keep the class.
I think Anupam Srivastava will also join, he said.
Maybe. So we'll start the class. I'll put it
Yes,
on,
please.
share
Yes,
it on.
Mataji.
Just give me a minute. Yeah, so Rupangshi Mataji, I think you can start reading.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna.
Week number 35, Sri Nama Amrit. Chanting Hare Krishna is asking the Lord please engage me in your service. This is the mantra taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Hare refers to the energy of the Lord, and Krishna and Ram are the names of the Lord himself. When we chant Hare Krishna, we are asking Krishna to please engage us in his service. This is because our entire material disease is due to our having forgotten to serve God. In illusion, we are thinking, I am God. What is the other God that I have to serve? I myself am God. Ultimately, that is the only disease, the last snare of illusion.
Okay, so we'll discuss this first. So we are all suffering in this material world. So we know that this material world is dukhalaya, that is ashashrita. No one is happy. Everyone has got some difficulties, some challenges. It is only that the natures vary. In case of some, the difficulties are very apparent. We can see the person facing the difficulties, and in some other people, we cannot see it. But everyone is suffering. Now, the question is, why are we all suffering? We are suffering because we have forgotten our relationship with Krishna. We have forgotten that we are the fragmental, eternal part of Krishna. Where Krishna himself has said in Bhagavad Gita 15.7, Mame Vangsha Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Manaha Shashtani Indrani, Prakriti Stani Karshati. So since we are all part of the Krishna, the purpose or the duty of the part is to serve the whole. So we should always be serving Krishna. The purpose of this human life is to remain engaged in devotional service, to get purified, to elevate ourselves to self-realization, and ultimately to come out of this chain of birth and death and to reach the spiritual world where there is no coming back, from where there is no coming back. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us this very easy way of staying connected to Krishna, always remembering him. That is by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And the first starting of the mantra is Hare, which means the Ladini Shakti of Krishna. We all know, and that is Radharani. We know that Radharani is like complete Shakti, that is Purna Shakti. And Krishna is the possessor of this Purna Shakti, that is, he's Purna Shaktiman. So here we are in this mantra, we are actually praying to Radharani so that she recommends our name so that we can get seva of Krishna, because that is the only purpose of our life. So in the spiritual world, it is Radharani and Tulsi Maharani who are the main coordinators of all spiritual activities. So if we want to stay engaged, we want to get seva, we have to constantly pray to Radharani. And the thing is that it is very important for us to stay engaged to Krishna, because if we are not engaged to him, then we will be engaged to Maya and in the service of Maya, and that is what will bring us the miseries. Okay, so you can read the next para.
First of all, a person tried to be a prime minister, president, Rockefeller, Ford, this and that. And when one fails or attains such a post and is still unhappy, he wants to become God. That is like becoming an even higher president. When I understand that the presidency does not afford me eternal bliss and knowledge, I demand the highest presidency. I demand to become God. In any case, the demand is there, and this demand is our disease. In illusion, we are demanding to be highest, but the process of Bhakti Yoga is just the opposite. We want to become servants, servants of the Lord. There is no question of demanding to become the Lord. We just want to serve. That's all, the path of perfection. Hare Krishna.
So in this, we are in the material world, what happens? We all want to be big bosses. But when we take the spiritual path, what do we want to be? We want to be Das, 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 Anudas. That is servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Okay. So now we come to the passage for discussion. Now today's passage is from chapter 8 and shloka number 17 of the Bhagavad Gita. So before we start this, let us just revise all that we have discussed in the previous class. Okay. So we know that there are 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, and they have been they have 3 sections. That is from chapter 1 to 6 is Karma Yoga. Then from 7 to 12, it is Bhakti Yoga. And from 13 to 18, it is Gyan Yoga. And 7 to 12, that is a Bhakti Yoga, is the most important. Now, so from the beginning of the Karma Yoga till the end of the Bhakti Yoga, it is a long way of self-realization. Okay, so Nishkama Karma Yoga is the starting point. So when Karma Yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, the stage we reach is Gyan Yoga. When Gyan Yoga increases in meditation of the Supreme Soul, we reach the Ashtanga Yoga. And when we even surpass the Ashtanga Yoga, then we reach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that is Bhakti Yoga. And then we saw that in the last sloka of chapter 6, that is 6.47, Krishna himself declares that in his opinion, Bhakti Yoga is the highest of all other yogas, right? So, and having said that Bhakti Yoga is the best, from the 7th chapter onwards, Krishna begins to describe this Bhakti Yoga. So in the 7th chapter, we saw that he describes all his opulences and the manifestations of them. In the previous class, we discussed the energies, the different energies, that is the material energy, the spiritual energy, and also the marginal energy, that is the Tatastha Shakti. We discussed all that. So now we come to the 8th chapter. The 8th chapter is termed as Attaining the Supreme. Yeah. So this chapter, it begins with Arjuna asking 8 questions to Krishna in the first 2 slokas. And Krishna replies to all the 7 in the next 2 slokas. And the last question, the 8th question, is how to know Krishna at the point of death. That is Prayana Kali. How to know him. So Krishna answers that question in the rest of the chapter. Okay, so then he explains about how remembering Krishna at the time of death. Okay, he also discusses about the various ways of attaining him. Like there is Yoga Mishra Bhakti, there is Keval Bhakti. There are so many, and he also describes about what are the destinations of the yogis. So then in the, now we come to today's shloka 8.17. Now for understanding the context of this shloka 8.17, we must go through the previous shloka, that is 8.16. In this shloka, Krishna says that there is rebirth in all planets except in Krishna's abode. So the shloka goes this way: A Brahma Bhuvana Lokaha Punar Avartino Arjuna Mam Upetya tu Kaunteya Punar Janmana Vidyate. So the first 2 lines are Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punar Avartino Arjuna. This is elaborated in the next 3 shlokas, that is 8.17, 18 and 19. And the last 2, that is Mam Upetya tu Kaunteya Punar Janmana Vidyate, that is explained in 20 to 22. So now we come to the today's shloka, that is 8.17. So you can start reading it.
Yes, passage for discussion. Sahasrayuga paryantam aharyad brahmano vidu ratrim yuga sahasrantam te ahoratra vido janaha.
Yeah.
Translation.
So, 1 minute before going to the translation, we'll just go through the word meanings. Sahasra means 1000. Yuga is millenniums. Paryantam, including aha, day, yat, that which, brahmanaha, of Brahma, vidhu, they know, ratrim, night, yuga, millenniums, sahasra antam, that is similarly ending after 1000, te, they, aharatra, day and night, vidaha, who understands, janaha, people. Yeah, now you can read the translation.
By human calculation, 1000 ages taken together is the duration of the Brahmana's 1 day, and such also is the duration of his night. Purport?
Yeah, please read.
Okay. The duration of the material universe is limited. It is manifested in cycles of kalpas. A kalpa is a day of Brahma, And one day of Brahma consists of 1,000 cycles of 4-year yugas or ages: Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali. The cycle of Satya is characterized by virtue, wisdom, and religion. There being practically no ignorance and vice, and the yuga lasts
17,28,000.
17,28,000 years. In the Treta Yuga, vice is introduced, and this yuga lasts
12,96,000.
years. In the Dwapar Yuga, there is even greater decline in the virtue and religion, vice increasing, and this yuga lasts 8,064
8,64,000.
8,64,000 years. And finally, in Kali Yuga, the yuga we have now been experiencing over the past 5,000 years, there is an abundance of strife, ignorance, irreligion, and vice, true virtue being practically non-existent. And this yuga lasts 4,32,000 years. In Kali Yuga, vice increases to such a point that at the termination of the yuga, the Supreme Lord himself appears as the Kalki Avatara, vanquishes the demons, saves his devotees, and commences another Satyug. Then the process is set rolling again. These 4 yugas rotating 1,000 times, comprising one day of a Brahma, the creator God, and the same number comprise one night. Brahma lives 100 of such years and then dies. These 100 years by earth calculation total to 311 trillion and 40 million earth years. By these calculations, the life of a Brahma seems fantastic and interminable. But from the viewpoint of eternity, it is as brief as the lightning flash. In the causal ocean, there are innumerable Brahmas rising and disappearing like bubbles in the Atlantic. Brahma and his creation are all part of the material universe, and therefore they are in constant flux.
Please continue.
In the material universe, not even Brahma is free from the process of birth, old age, disease, and death. Brahma, however, is directly engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord in the management of this universe. Therefore, he at once attains liberation. Elevated sannyasis are promoted to Brahma's particular planet, Brahmaloka, which is the highest planet in the material universe and which survives all the heavenly planets in the upper strata of the planetary system. But in due course, Brahma and all inhabitants of Brahmaloka are subjected to death according to the law of material nature.
I think that's all. No? It's a very short purport this time. So here you know that the 5 subjects of Bhagavad Gita are what? Ishwar, Jiva, Prakriti, Kal, and Karma. So here time or Kal is being discussed. Yeah. So time or Kal is one of the subjects. It is one of the energies of the Lord. So it is eternal. Krishna acts through this agency of time to control the entire world. Yeah. So therefore, every person in the material world will have to undergo the 6 processes, of birth, growth, maturity, then reproduction, dwindle, and then finally perish. The material world is also very temporary in nature. We discussed in the previous class how once Mahavishnu exhales and the universes are created, and then once he inhales, the entire, all of them are annihilated, all the universes. We discussed that in the previous class. So in this sloka, the duration of Brahma's one day has been given. Now, to clearly understand this, I've just prepared a slide. I'll just share that. It will be very clear from that. Just give me 1 minute.
Visible हुई थी माताजी?
Huh?
आई थी screen.
Yeah, but I'm not. Now I got it. I was. But wait. This one. The screen has come, but what I want is the one option which gives the total this, but I'm not getting it anyway. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you can see it clearly.
slideshow पर उसके ऊपर click कर दो.
वो slideshow, no, I'm not being able to get the slideshow. That is what I'm
हो रहा है
trying.
1 2 इधर ऊपर ही है देखो animations के साथ.
Yeah, I know that it's not happening.
अच्छा.
नीचे नहीं जा रहा है.
ठीक है.
That is what I'm trying for actually. But it's not happening.
होम से आगे जाके जाएगा.
Home
कर्सर
से
होम पे है ना, आगे जाइए आप. इंसर्ट पे, नेक्स्ट इंसर्ट, फिर आगे ड्रॉ, डिजाइन, आगे जाओ. हाँ, आगे जाओ, ट्रांजिशन, एनिमेशन, स्लाइड शो. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड.
अच्छा अच्छा इधर से आ गया.
हाँ, फिर फ्रॉम बिगनिंग. अभी फ्रॉम बिगनिंग पे क्लिक करो, नीचे वाले में माताजी. नीचे, हाँ, ऊपर इसके ऊपर फ्रॉम बिगनिंग है ना, 5 के नीचे फ्रॉम बिगनिंग साथ वाला. हाँ, यहाँ क्लिक कर दीजिए.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. Actually, the same icon comes at the lower part of the screen. I was looking for the icon actually, but that is being hidden by some
Zoom
other.
मीटिंग में हो जाता है ना.
Yeah. Okay, so here I've just prepared this for better understanding. So the 4 yugas, Kali Yuga is 4.32 lakh years. The Dwapar Yuga is twice of the Kali Yuga. That is 8.64 lakh years. Then Treta Yuga is thrice of Kali Yuga. That is 12.96 lakh years. And Satya Yuga is 17.28 lakh years. Yeah. And the total, can you all see the last part of it? Chatur Yuga. So Chatur Yuga, total of all that. Yeah, Chatur Yuga is, can you see the Chatur Yuga here? That is 4.32 lakh, 10 times of it.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, it's clear from there?
Absolutely clear.
Clear, na? Okay, so I'll take to the next slide. Yeah, so lifetime of Brahma is equals to 1 full day is equals to 864 years. How crore years? How this has happened? That is Chatur Yuga into 1000. Okay, and into 2, because 1 day is 434. So 432. So 1 day and 1 night will be 864. Okay, so that is how we get 1 full day, which is equal to 864 crore years. And 1 year of Brahma, that is 360 days, will be 864 into 360. So what is lifetime of Brahma? Brahma lives for 100 years. Okay, so 864 into 360 into 100. So that is coming to 311.04 trillion years. So you can imagine how vast the lifetime of Brahma is. But even then, we are thinking it is just a small lightning flash. That is how it is described here. Why? Because there are numerous Brahmas. Because once Mahavishnu is exhaling, so many universes are coming out from the pores of his skin. Okay, and each universe will have the Brahma. Depending on the size of the universe, the Brahma will have that many heads, And right now, Brahma's 51 year is going on. Like here, Brahma will live for 100 years. So now at present, the Brahma is in the 51st year. That is as per I know. Okay. So whatever be it, even though it is seeming like many years, but again, the thing is it is temporary. Finally, it's going to end. So a kalpa is a day of Brahma, and 1 day of Brahma consists of 1,000 cycles of Chatur Yuga. That is taking all the 4 together, which I showed in the previous slide. That is Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga. Taking the total of this into 1,000 times makes 1 day of Brahma, and an equal this for the 1 night. Okay. And regarding the characteristics of these yogas, we know that dharma, it stands on 4 pillars, right? So I think I can stop sharing this. Yeah. So we know that, the dharma is on standing on 4 pillars, right? That is tapa, penance. Then we have daya, mercy, satya, truth, and suchi, cleanliness. But what happens is from Satyayug, all these four were present. But as then in Treta Yug, it is reduced to a certain extent, say 75% is there. After Treta Yug, in Dwapar Yug, it is still lesser. And in Kali Yug, it's like very, very less. So that is how it is. And so as the days will pass, as the years will pass, it will become from bad to worse. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has said that he has predicted that for 10,000 years, people will chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But after that, that is also going to stop because they say, no, Ghor Kali Yuga means worse days are coming ahead. So out of the 10,000 years which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, 500 years have already gone. So we have actually got hardly 9,500 years within which we will have to purify ourselves, elevate ourselves, and try and leave this material world and go to the spiritual world. Because once we go there, we are comfortable. We don't have to come back at any point of time. And as we know, the spiritual world is really beautiful, with Chintamani stones and with the Kalpataru Vriksh, that is desire fulfilling trees are there. We have the Surabhi cows who incessantly, give milk all the life. So and there is no envy, there is no rebirth, there's nothing, there is no old age, no disease. So it is a beautiful place to go to. So therefore we all have to put in that effort, so that we have to take the help of our guru to somehow, and Prabhupada is waiting for all of us there. So if we follow his instructions, that is doing the 16 rounds of chanting, following the morning program, and then fasting on Ekadashi days, all his instructions, if we follow, then we will definitely be able to go back to Golak Vrindavan, because he is waiting there to take us back. Till we all devotees go, he'll be waiting for us. So therefore, we will have to try very hard to go there. So I think this was a very short, purport. Nothing more to say from my side. Now we are very fortunate that Narad Pran Prabhuji has been able to come back and he's feeling fine. So now over to Narad Pran Prabhuji for the rest of the session. Thank you, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, हरे कृष्णा। सभी भक्तों का स्वागत है। धन्यवाद, प्रणाम टू ऑल भक्ता, स्पेशली सरस्वती माता, रूपांशी माता, आलोक बनर्जी, and who else has joined? Anybody has joined?
Sindhu Mataji.
Sindhu Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. So I am feeling a little better and my treatment is going on. I hope that after maybe another month or so, I will be much better. So thank you, Mataji. Saswati Mataji. You have explained nicely. Week number 35, very short, but very, very important in this chapter, because this gives the basic idea of the yugas, the Chaturyoga, the life of Brahma, one day of Brahma, and what is to be done in this yoga, and what will happen if we try to go to material world, what will happen, and what we will try if we go to Krishna Lok, what will happen. So this is a very important thing to understand. So as Mataji has explained, Bhagavad Gita chapter 8, text number 17, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Arahadya Brahmano Vidu Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Teyaho Ratva Vidojana. Very clearly mentioned the life of one day of Brahma. One day of Brahma is equal to 1,000 yuga. That means Chaturyoga into 1,000. As Mataji already explained. So every yuga has got the duration. Like Satyuga has got 17,28,000. Treta has got 12,96,000. Dwapara has got 8,64,000. And Kali has got 4,32,000. So total 4 yuga become 43,20,000. Multiplied by 1,000, it becomes 432 crore year of one day of Brahma, and 432 crore year of one night of Brahma. So day and night of Brahma become 864 crore year, and multiplied by 360 days and 1 year. So it becomes 311 trillions and 40 billions. such a great duration of Brahma's life. But for your kind information, try to understand this life of Brahma is like a bubble in the ocean. It is so short as far as this whole the Brahmalok or the Satlok and the Vaikunthalok and the Golok Dham is concerned. This is like a bubble in the ocean. But for us, it looks like a very big, and you cannot imagine, cannot understand this, the quantity of this yuga. It is like this. As an example, in the rainy season, so many small insects they are born. They take birth in the morning, they become adult in the afternoon, they create their children, and in the evening they die. So for such an insect, one insect was talking to his friend, look this human being, ये आदमी को देखिए, see this human, he has got a very big life. Our life is only one day of this human being, but their life is 100 years. Same thing is with us and Brahma. For us it is 100 years, but for the Brahma it is how much? It is 311 trillion years, which is unimaginable, but it is a fact. And look, one more story I want to share with you. This is the duration of life of Brahma, and our Brahma who has got four heads, and his life is this. Now there are so many Brahmas also there, depending on the loka which he is heading. Suppose a small loka is there, heading Brahma is four heads. A big Brahmand is there, because Brahma has six heads, 8 heads, 100 heads, 1000 heads. There is a story in Bhagavatam. One day, all the Brahmas were coming and attending the meeting with Lord Krishna in Dwarka. So many Brahmas came. They were sitting in the hall. Then our Brahma came with 4 heads. So the gatekeeper stopped him. He said, "Who are you?" He said, "I am Brahma." So, which Brahma? He said, "Arey," he was surprised. So he was thinking that Brahma is the only one Brahma in the whole universe. He said, "Which Brahma you are?" He said, "I am Brahma, having 4 heads." He said, "Look, wait, just wait. I will go to Lord Krishna and ask him permission." So the Dwarpal went to the Lord Krishna and asked that one Brahma saying that he has got 4 heads, he has come. So Krishna said, "Okay, he is Brahma of this lok. Tell him to come." So then Brahma went there. He saw that so many Brahmas are already sitting there, and some are having 6 heads, 8 heads, 10 heads, 100 heads, 1000 heads also. So now you can understand the vishalness, the greatness of the Brahman. One Brahma is small. Our loka is very small, having one Brahma of 4 heads only, and his life is 100 years. And then he dies. That means he quits the post, and he is promoted to the Golok, because he had done the service of Lord Krishna so many years. So he is promoted to Golok for eternal life. But then another person who is fit to become Brahma, he was appointed. Like this, the Brahmas are appointed, like Indras are appointed. Like in our material world, the prime minister, the presidents, they are all appointed after duration. Same thing happens here also. So we have to understand the vastness of the material world, and this material world is so big, but the spiritual world is 100 times bigger than this. So we cannot even imagine the greatness of this Brahman Loka. As Mataji has explained, there is Lord Mahavishnu lying in the casual ocean, and from his pores, roam, Brahmans are coming out. When he inhale and exhale, Brahmans comes out, and when he inhale, all the Brahman goes inside him. This inhale and exhale is a Maha Pralaya. All the Brahman which is created will go back to the body of Mahavishnu. So this is the system is going on from thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and we have neither jiva can't understand this thing. So what we have to do, we can't understand from our buddhi. We should not use our buddhi. We should use the bhakti. The Lord Krishna is supreme. He has got everything. He can do whatever he likes, and he is so great that we can't understand. But he is so small also. That is the beauty. One is small also, so much, and one can become so big also, that we cannot understand from our buddhi, our intelligence. This we can understand from our bhakti, shraddha, saranagati. So we should try to understand from our saranagati that Lord Krishna is supreme and we are very small. But when we become part of Krishna, we are part of Krishna, but when we understand that we are part of Krishna and we try to go to Him, then the real things are understood. Otherwise, we cannot understand. When we come back to Krishna as a part, so we are the part of Krishna, but we are separated by our buddhi, by our material senses. When these senses are surrendered to Krishna, then we become one with Krishna. When we become one with Krishna, we understand everything in a moment, because then we become connected to Krishna. The example in our classes we used to give that a car is there having 4 wheels, and one wheel is extra, which is like a, what do you call that, separate wheel, spare wheel, stepney, that is kept in the car separately. So the stepney is the part of car, but it is not connected. When it is connected, it becomes part of the car and have the usefulness. Same thing is with us. We are with Krishna, but we don't know. We have separated by our buddhi, our material. But when we connected to Krishna like a car, it becomes part of Krishna. And then we feel same thing as Krishna feels. Because we become the part of Krishna. So that's why this chapter is very important, 8 chapter, 8:17, 8:16. And 8:16 also, Lord Krishna has clarified. 8:16, A Brahma Bhuvna Loka Purna Vatno Vajana Mamu Putte Konte Purna Jamna Vidyati. Krishna says that you can go up. There are so how many lokas are there in one Brahman? 14 loka. 14 lokas are there in one Brahman. Like in our Brahman, 14 lokas are there. The middle one is Bhu, Prithvi, Bhu, Swa, Maha, Jana, Tapa, Satlok, Brahmalok. And in the down there are 7 lokas: Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Satal, Patal. So you can go up and down depending upon your karma. So you can go up to Brahmalok also. That is not that is the birth and death will always be there. We have to behave like a normal people. Like even Brahma has also got birth and death. So there is no use of going up and down by our karma. But that's why the best thing is to do the bhakti and go beyond this. Because Lord Krishna says, Mamupatte konte puna jamna vidyati. If you come to my lok, which is very, very much beyond than this material world, then we will have no birth. Our death and birth will be finished. And we become part of Lord Krishna in the Golok and remain there eternally and do whatever Krishna is want to do, and we will serve and love Krishna. That is our object. That's why Srila Prabhupada says that we have to go back to Godhead. We have to go back to Krishna, where we can live eternally peacefully with love with Krishna. So this is the thing which I have added. One more thing I want to add, Mataji, that you said very clearly that there are 4 legs of a Dharma bull. Dharma bull has got 4 legs: Satya, Tapa, Sauch, and Daya. These 4 legs are there. And in each yoga, they are decreased. Like in Satya Yoga, 4 legs are there. All the 4 legs like Tapa, Suchi, Daya, Satya. In Treta, 1 leg is broken. 1 leg is reduced. What is that? Tap is not there. In Treta Yoga, Tap is not there. So 1 leg is gone. So Suchi, Daya, and Sat are there. In Dwapar, 1 more leg goes. What are those? Suchi and Tap goes. They are not there. So bull has got 2 legs. They are Daya and Satya. And in Kali Yuga, even 1 more leg goes. What is that?
Daya.
Daya also goes. So only the bull of Kali Yuga has got only 1 leg of Satya. Because in Kali Yuga, people still believe in Satya. When we take oath, we keep our hands on Bhagavad Gita, Quran, or Bible, and say, whatever I am saying, I'm saying, speaking the truth. So truth is still there in Kali Yuga, but to some extent, some people will speak truth, but truth is there in some part, but other things are not there at all in Kali Yuga. What is there? Tap is not there, Suchi is not there, Daya is not there. Satya is there for to some extent, But then when the Kali Yuga is finished, the whole thing is again revived, and the Satya Yuga again comes with all 4 legs: Tapa, Suchi, Daya, Satya. That is the ultimate cycle of this time cycle of Lord Krishna. And you know, time is nothing but Lord Krishna himself. He says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, text number 32, Kalo Asmi. He says, I am the Kal. Kal means time or death. So Krishna says, I am death. I am time also. So he is time. Krishna is time. And he starts like this. And continue, everybody has got the time effect on his body and comes to the end. So this time cycle is very, very important. Whatever difficulties and failures are there in our life, with the time we forget everything. And at the end of this life, we can take a new life, new birth. That time also we forget everything of past life because of time. So time nothing but Lord Krishna himself. So that's why in ISKCON, they say you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is the most important aspect of the bhakti. That is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Srila Prabhupada and Acharya said, you should follow the 4 regulative principles also. These 4 regulative principles are connected to 4 bias of yoga. Like I tell you, Tapa. Tapa means no intoxication. Srila Prabhupada said that you should follow 4 things. What are the 4 things? No intoxication, no illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling. These 4 things we have to not to do, because these things will affect our cycle, our concept, our bias will increase in our case if you don't follow these things. Tapa means, if you follow tapa means austerity. Then there will be no nasa. We have to do no nasa, no intoxication. No intoxication means you follow tapa. Suchi, no illicit sex means we will be following suchi. Daya, no meat eating means we follow daya. And Satya means no gambling. Gambling cannot be made successful without talking something untrue. So these 4 things are recommended in our Shastra and our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, and we have to follow the 4 regulating principles. These are the 4 regulating principles. No intoxication, no illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling. By following these 4 regulating principles, we are trying to increase the 4 legs of yoga, which will be helpful in our deliverance to the Goloka. So these are the something which I have just Mataji has explained very nicely. And the life of Brahma is 311 trillions and 40 billions. इसमें लिखा है 40 millions. I think this is 40 billion.
40 billion.
311 trillions and 40 billions. So I think this is all which I want to add. And I think Mataji, anything else you want to see?
Prabhuji, then we can start with the question answers.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Discovery.
Yeah.
Question number 1. What is a kalpa? What is its duration? A kalpa is a day of Brahma, and 1 day of Brahma consists of 1000 cycle of 4 yugas or ages. Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali.
Yeah.
That is equal to 432. That is equal to 432 crore years of 1 day of Brahma.
Yeah.
What are the 4?
This is also called kalpa. In other spiritual language, it's called kalp. Kalp is a period of time which is equal to 1 day of Brahma and which is equal to 432 crore years. Okay.
Question number 2. What are the 4 yugas? What are their characteristics? How long does each yuga last? The 4 yugas are Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga.
Yeah.
The Satya is characterized by virtue of wisdom, religion, no ignorance, and vice. And that yuga lasts 1,728,000
years.
17,28,000 years. Treta Yuga lasts 12,96,000 years. Dwapar Yuga.
And vices are introduced.
Decline in virtue and religion. And Dwapar Yuga, 8,64,000 years. Or Kali Yuga, Abundance of
432.
strife, ignorance, irreligion, and vice. True virtue begin practically non-existence, and this yuga lasts
4,32,000.
4,32,000 years.
Okay.
Next question.
How many years totally does Lord Brahma live?
That is 311 trillion and
And
40
40
billion
billion
years.
Earth years.
Mataji has explained in by calculation. Each
Yes.
yuga added 4 yuga, 432 crores here, 4 yuga, multiplied by 1000. So 432 crores 1 day, 1 night, and then 100 years.
Next question number 4. How is Satyuga re-established after the dark age of Kali Yuga?
Yes.
The Supreme Lord himself appears as the Kalki avatar, vanquishes the demons, saves his devotees, and commences another Satyug.
Yeah.
Then the process is set rolling again.
Next.
So
How
presently,
does yes?
this Kali Yuga is going on,
Yeah.
and as per the Acharya and the scripture, Kali Yuga has just completed 5,000 years. Another 4,27,000 are balanced as per the Shastras and whatever we have understood from our scripture and Acharya. Okay.
Next.
Understanding. Number 1. Why is even the extraordinary life of a Brahma insignificant ultimately? Insignificant because, according to me, in the causal ocean, there are innumerable Brahmas rising and disappearing like bubbles in the Atlantic. Brahma and his creation are all part of the material universe. Therefore, they are in constant flux.
So from the viewpoint of eternity, it is as brief as a lightning flash.
Yes.
Yeah. Next.
How does the second question, how does the Brahma attain his liberation? Why Brahma is directly engaged in the service of Supreme Lord in the management of this universe, and therefore he at once attains liberation.
Yeah. He is already on the Brahmalok. Lord Brahma is on the position of Brahmalok. And Brahmalok is the highest in the material world. So when he attains his life, he is awarded the liberation and he goes to Golok Dham.
Yeah. And that is because he's always engaged in the service of the Lord.
Lord. Yes.
Yeah. Next.
What is special about Brahmaloka and who attains to Brahmaloka? Brahmaloka, which is the highest planet in the material universe and which survives all the heavenly planet in the upper strata of the planetary system. But in due course, all the inhabitants of Brahmaloka are subject to death according to law of nature.
Yeah.
Yes.
And who goes there? There is elevated sannyasis.
Elevated sannyasis.
They attain the Brahmaloka.
But that is also not recommended because
Yeah.
it is got
the next
birth,
question.
death, and life.
That's then the next answer.
Okay.
Question number 4. Why is attaining Brahmaloka too insignificant ultimately? Not even Brahma is free from the process of birth, old age, disease, and death. And Brahma is, however, is directly engaged in the service of Supreme Lord in the management of this universe.
Because
Mataji.
in due course, Brahma and all the inhabitants of Brahmaloka are subject to death according to the law of nature, material nature. So ultimately, they all are subject to death. Yeah. Application.
Discuss about where you would like to go at the end of life. Why do you want to go there?
Yes, Mataji. Supansi Mataji, where you want to go?
Golok, Prabhuji.
Golok
Brahmalok?
Vrindavan.
Not
Golok
Brahmalok?
Vrindavan.
You don't want to go to Brahmalok
No, Prabhuji.
or Swargalok?
No, Prabhuji.
No, why? Why?
अभी तो प्रभु जी ज्ञान आ गया ना सुन सुन के कि वहीं पहुंचना है ultimately.
Because going to Vaikuntha Lok or Brahmalok, it is temporary. You will not be delivered totally. Total deliverance is coming from the Vaikuntha, of the Golok, which is the highest of all the lokas in the world, in the universes, material world, spiritual world, and everything. Golok is the highest, where Lord Krishna lives, and when we become servant of Krishna, Das, Das, Anu, Das, 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 then we will live with Krishna eternally, peacefully, with bliss. That bliss is not available anywhere else. So if you want to become part of Krishna, we have to go to Golok Vrindavan Dham. Hare Krishna. Anybody else want to add something about your application? Who is there? Alok Banerjee is there?
Yes.
Prabhuji, Alok Banerjee. और कौन है माता जी? सिंधु माता जी.
Yeah, Sindhu Mataji is there.
Sindhu माता जी, can you add something?
Prabhuji, I think the answer will be the same for all, that we all want to go to Golak Vrindavan, because we know that once we reach there, we don't have to come back ever, and we are free from the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. And so no one will want to go anywhere other than Golak Vrindavan, at least from people
Yes,
of.
yes, Mata. Thank you. This is because of the knowledge given by our Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
Had we not got this knowledge of this, then we will say we'll like to go to Satyalok, Brahmalok, this lok, that lok. Because we are very lucky, we are very fortunate.
Prabhuji, before we joined ISKCON, we thought the best place to go was heaven. You know, even when we always used to heaven. I mean, we didn't know this Brahmalok, this, at least I did not know. All I knew was we'll go to heaven. But after joining ISKCON and doing all these studies and going through the Golak chart, now we know that, okay, Golak Vrindavan is where we want to go.
Yes, because, you know, in the beginning, when we have not joined ISKCON, that time we say somebody has died, and we say late or Swargiye so and so. That means the person who has gone to Swarg. But now we can understand that going to Swarg is this is like a punishment.
Yeah.
We should never say to our forefathers that they have gone to Swarg. No, we should say they have gone to Golok, Golokvasi. We should never say Swargiye, late Swargiye. No, we should say they have gone to Golok. And we also want to go to Golok. This is because of our higher education, higher concept of bhakti, which we have got from our Acharya, our Parampara, and especially our Srila Prabhupada. So we should be thankful to Srila Prabhupada for this understanding. Okay, Mataji?
Yeah. So I'll read the preaching is the essence.
Okay.
Yeah. ISKCON preaching success formula. Stick to the regulative principles and preach sincerely according to the instructions of the Acharyas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to preach the Sankirtana movement of love of Krishna throughout the entire world, and therefore during his presence, he inspired the Sankirtana movement. Specifically, he sent Rupa Goswami to Vrindavan and Nityanand to Bengal and personally went to South India. In this way, he kindly left the task of preaching his cult in the rest of the world to the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. The members of the society must always remember that if they stick to the regulative principles and preach sincerely according to the instructions of the Acharyas, surely they will have the profound blessings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and their preaching work will be successful everywhere throughout the world. Chaitanya Charitamrit Adi Leela 7.171. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So this is the very important instruction for us, those who are connected to ISKCON Parampara, Krishna conscious Parampara, that we should follow the 4 regulative principles strictly. When we take the Nam Diksha or Brahman Diksha, especially Nam Diksha, we have to promise to our Guru Maharaj that we will follow the 4 regulative principles. And what are those 4 regulative principles? No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex. These 4 things we have to follow because they are related and connected to the 4 vices, which we should avoid. And we avoid the vices, then we will try to become or go to higher places than the material world. Because higher places means Golok. Golok means there is no vice. Vices are 0. We cannot live there. If vices are there, we cannot go there. So then we can go there. That means everything has been overcome by us. So we have to follow four-year principle. And second thing which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has instructed all of us, preach. Everybody has to become guru and preach. It doesn't matter that how much you know, but doesn't matter. You try to preach and you study the things from the instruction of the Acharya Srila Prabhupada, Acharya and scripture, and try to preach sincerely and honestly. In the sense, we have to follow the principles of everything and then preach. Preaching means you have to become link between this chain of ISKCON Krishna Conscious Parampara. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that my name will be spoken all over the world, in all the villages and towns of the world for 10,000 years. And out of that, Mataji has just explained 5,000 years has gone. 500 years has gone. So 9,500 years are balance, in which we should try to get out from this material world. And where we have to go? Ultimately, as Mataji has told, we have to go to Golok Vrindavan Dham only. क्या आलोक प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्णा, धन्यवाद प्रणाम, कैसे हो? हाउ आर यू? ठीक है? Okay. So this is all for today. Week number 35, very interesting. This is explained very well by our Acharya that in this material world there is nothing, no permanent peace or bliss is there. It is like going to first class or second class or third class in the train, but the train is going. So everybody is going, whether he is in first class or second class or third class. So we have to get out from this train. Should not be very happy that I am going in the first class of train. No use. We should get out from this train, but we should fly towards Golok Dham. And the time very well explained in this Bhakti, week number 35, time factor of Lord. And this is how the vices are there. धर्म के चार पैर होते हैं, सत्य, तप, शौच, दया. कलयुग में सारे तीन पैर, धर्म के तीन पैर नहीं रहते, एक पैर रहता है, वो रहता है सत्य का, रहता है थोड़ा सा, वो भी टूटने वाला होता है, और बाकी जो पैर हैं सत्य के वो निकल जाते हैं. That's why we should try to get out from this Kali Yuga. This is the most people are having all sort of negative things, all vices are there. So we have to try to overcome this vices and this yoga. And the simple method is by doing bhakti of Lord Krishna, chanting and doing bhakti of Krishna. This will help us to overcome all the vices, all the negative points, and allow you to enter into the Golok Vrindavan, which is the Srila Prabhupada has told. We should go back to Godhead, which is the Golok Vrindavan. ठीक है प्रभु जी, माता जी? Anybody else? Anybody has got any question? Mataji, Prabhuji?